Capcom took a very bold step with the reinvention of Devil May Cry, taking the game out of the hands of its usual Japanese developers and into the hands of the UK-based development team Ninja Theory. Was a move that was questioned by hardcore fans, and then became a move that drew blood-red ire once they saw the new direction of the series. But Ninja Theory stuck to their guns, and the release of DmC Devil May Cry is finally upon us. Is it worth giving a chance?
Give me a hell yeah!
So let's start with the aspect of the game that I'm sure most people are going to be interested in. How much does a new Dante suck? The answer is, when he's trying to be like the Dante from prior Devil May Cry games, he's honestly pretty grating.
My name, by the way, is Dante. Yeah, but you can call me Dante the Demon Killer. Has a nice ring to it, don't you think?
You want to kill me? You can't kill me. I'm 1,200 years old.
You don't look a day over 12,000.
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
However, when he's not trying to be a smart-mouth badass, he's actually a pretty likable and interesting character. This is the first Devil May Cry that actually puts a spotlight on the character Dante himself, rather than the cool things that Dante does. Here he feels like a true realized character with purpose and convictions, rather than just someone who just reacts to whatever is going on around him. Joining Dante are Virgil and Kat, who make up the key members of the resistance force known as the Order. Their goal is to bring down the Demon King Mundus, who masquerades as a human and controls the population through propaganda, demonically empowered energy drinks, and, strangely enough, debt.
Should you fail to comply, the collapse of the economy will be on your head.
Like his predecessor, Virgil is the cool and level-headed foil to his hot-headed and brash twin brother. I don't want to talk too much about him for fear of spoiling some moments of the story, but there are some great personality clashes between Virgil and Dante over the course of the game. But if you were to ask me what in my mind makes a Devil May Cry game a Devil May Cry game, it wouldn't be Dante or the story. It would be fast-paced, stylish, hacking, slashing, and shooting action that was frequently imitated but never equaled. And my friends, let me tell you, I have not had as much fun playing a Devil May Cry game as I have had with this one. At its core, DmC's combat is largely the same as it has always been. Each of the 5 melee weapons has a button mashy combo, a delayed button press combo, a launcher, and a set of aerial moves along with a couple of attacks that are unique to that weapon, but generally have the same universal input. Dante can further mix things up by using one of 3 ranged weapons, including classic ebony and ivory handguns, his trusty shotgun, and a new sticky explosive needle launcher weapon known as the Kablooey. While the core design of the combat is the same though, nearly everything else around that core has changed significantly. There's no more lock-on button, launchers and evasive rolls have been mapped to a single button press, Dante can not only pull enemies toward him as Nero could in DmC4, but can also pull himself towards enemies. And here's the big one. All 8 of Dante's various melee and ranged weapons can easily be switched between on the fly.
That is crazy.
Here's how it works. You essentially have 3 melee styles: normal, angel, and demon. Your normal attacks are your attacks with the Rebellion Sword and are performed simply by pressing Y or triangle. Angel attacks generally hit in a wide radius but deal less damage than normal or demon attacks. Your angel weapons include the Osiris Scythe and these awesome rings called Aquila. The Scythe is great for keeping enemies in the air basically forever, while Aquila is great for controlling the positioning of enemies. Demon attacks are slow bruisers that are great for dealing with armored foes and doing large amounts of AoE damage. Your 2 demon weapons are the Arbiter Axe and the Eric's Gauntlets. The Arbiter is an extremely versatile weapon that combines great power, range, but sacrifices a bit in the speed department. The Eric's Gauntlets will be familiar to those who like the Freet and Beowulf Gauntlets in DmC 1 and 3. They can be charged up for some massive damage and also have the unique ability to knock an enemy out of its armored state. The left and right triggers on the controller act as modifiers to bring out your currently equipped demon or angel weapon, and you can change your currently equipped demon, angel, or ranged weapons with simple presses on the D-pad. Sound overwhelming? I can see that, but the game does a great job of easing you into the deep end, giving you new tools at just the right time and spending a good amount of time teaching you what this new tool is good for. Once you're able to train your brain to use the right weapons at the right time, everything just clicks. Soon you're using your demon weapons to break shields, launching enemies up into the air with the Rebellion, knocking them higher and higher with your angel weapons, knocking them away, then pulling them back, slamming them back down, etc, etc, then getting disappointed when your punching bag disappears into a shower of red orbs. and that's just for those who scratch the surface. For the truly hardcore, you'll still be able to do your jump cancels, move buffers, all kinds of crazy crap I'm sure we'll soon see on YouTube in combo videos that will make me feel like an amateur. If I have one complaint about the combat, it's that I feel so powerful and so deadly, it makes the game a bit too easy. I played through the game on Nephilim, which is the hardest starting setting, and only died about 2 or 3 times due to carelessness, barely even having to buy Bile Stars or Gold Orbs. Even if you do die, the game saves checkpoints, which means that the most you'll ever have to do is start again on the first wave of the combat room you died in. Those looking for the harder difficulties will have to beat the game once to unlock the Son of Sparta, then again to unlock Dante Must Die, both of which have stronger enemies and remixed enemy placements. Then there is also Heaven and Hell, where Dante and enemies both die in one hit, and Hell and Hell, where Dante dies in one hit, but enemies don't. Another staple of the DmC franchise are the hidden challenge rooms, and those do make a slightly neutered return here. Challenge rooms are unlocked by finding both a key and a door of the same color, which can be either copper, argent, gold, or ivory. Ivory being the hardest challenges, and copper being the easiest. Unfortunately, the majority of the secret missions are copper missions, and they're just pathetically easy, which is sad because there is a real satisfaction in beating the secret missions in prior DmC games, because of the fact that they were optional, and they were often incredibly difficult. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the level design, which is fantastic. I'm still a little confused as to what exactly the rules of Limbo are and how things that happen in Limbo affect things in the real world, but after a little while I stopped caring because the fact of the matter is, the craziness of Limbo allows for some amazing levels. From a manufacturing company that turns into a crazy Mario level from hell, to a strip club that becomes sort of a weird video game, let's just say you'll be going to some crazy and memorable places in DmC. In the end, I truly hope that the skeptic Devil May Cry fans at least give this a shot. Try your best to come into it with an open mind and be prepared to cringe a couple of times whenever Dante starts talking to a boss. I think if you can get past those moments, and you share my undying adoration for this series, you might come away surprised.